chapter 19, Jihad. 2969. And those who strive hard for us, we will certainly guide them in our ways. 2552. Strive hard against them, a mighty striving with it. 303. And from among you there should be a party who invite to good and enjoin what is right and forbid the wrong, and these it is that shall be successful. 256 starts out with, there is no compulsion in religion. Truth is made distinct from falsehood, and God is all hearing, all knowing. Oh, why don't I remember the translation? You might want to say around Surah 9, 5, 4 through 7, really, to be clear about that. 290. And fight in the way of Allah those who fight with you, and do not exceed this limit. 217. And they will not cease fighting with you until they turn you back from your religion if they can. 839. And fight with them until there's no persecution, and all religions are only for Allah. Once the fighting started, 861 and 62. And if they incline to peace, do thou incline to it and trust in Allah. And if they intend to deceive thee, then surely Allah is sufficient for thee. 61:9. He it is who has sent his messenger with the guidance and the true religion, that he may make it overcome all religions. Jihad means the exerting of one's power in repelling the enemy or in contending with an object of disapprobation. It carries a twofold significance in Islam, being applied to both the purely missionary activities of a Muslim and his defense of the faith when necessary in a physical sense. As in, they're not allowing people to practice or even claim being Muslim. Is the first duty. The duty to invite people to Islam is a permanent duty laid upon all Muslimin of all ages, while the second is a duty which arises upon certain contingencies. The Holy Quran calls attention to both these duties in the clearest and most forceful words. In the first place, it speaks of a jihad to attain to Allah, and it speaks of carrying on a jihad against unbelievers by means of the Holy Quran. And this it calls jihadun kabiran, a very great jihad. So obviously, it's about life. Islam's greatest jihad is therefore not by means of the sword, but by means of the Holy Quran, a missionary effort to establish Islam, by living it out, just not saying it too. We are further told that there should always be among Muslimin a party who invite people to Islam. Thus, the missionary jihad of Islam is to be carried on in all circumstances. The sword could never be used to force Islam on others. Compulsion in religion being forbidden in clear words, fighting was undoubtedly allowed, but it was expressively allowed only as a defensive measure against those who were bent upon annihilating Islam by the sword, not to compel people to accept Islam. When persecution ceased and everyone is at liberty to profess whatever religion he liked, the sword had to be sheathed, even in the midst of the war. If the enemy wanted peace, war was to be discontinued. The good news is finally given that not only will Islam be annihilated, but it would ultimately be ascendant over all other religions. Hadith also speaks of both kinds of jihad. It is a Muslim's foremost duty and the most excellent deed a Muslim can do. A promise is given that if Muslimin exerted themselves to their utmost to uphold the cause of Islam, they would be in the ascendant. There is a further promise that divinely inspired persons called renewed JIHADids. I'm not sure what that is. Shall appear among the Muslimin to revive the faith. and that a Messiah shall appear among them to carry the message of Islam to the Christian nations of the world in particular. Mahdi is not quite the same as Messiah, and reformers and whatnot. Guiding a man to truth is spoken of as a Muslim's greatest treasure, and the Holy Prophet wrote letters to kings in the 6th year of the Hijrah, inviting them to accept Islam. He never threatened any of them with an invasion if his message was not accepted. Muslimin had to fight their battles, but this was that they had to do simply to defend Islam, which unbelievers wanted to annihilate. The cause of truth was, however, to be defended unto death, and Muslimin were told to always be ready if the need arose to defend the faith with the sword, that being the way to paradise. Not somebody criticizes religion and he killed them or something. No, that's not. Greater context proves that claim against Islam wrong. The Holy Prophet's own soul yearned after martyrdom in defense of the truth, and if possible to come back to life and to die again defending the truth. And such should, therefore, be the desire of every Muslim. Martyrdom could, however, be attained in other ways too. Even women took part in the battles, which were being fought in defense of Islam. Non-combatants were not to be killed in battle, there being a prohibition against the killing of women and children. Fighting was to cease if the enemy offered peace, even though his intention might be to deceive, or if the enemy entered the brotherhood of Islam. Abu Hurairah said, a man came to the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, and said, guide me to a deed which is equal to jihad. He said, I do not find it. Then he said, is it in thy power that when the one engaged in jihad goes forth, thou shouldest enter thy mosque and stand in prayer and have no rest, and that thou shouldest fast and break it not? He said, who can do it? Abu Sa'id al-Khudri said, it was said, O Messenger of Allah, who is the most excellent of men, the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, the believer who strives hard in the way of Allah with his person and his property. Mughira reported, the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, some people from among my community shall remain in the ascendant until the command of Allah comes to them, and they shall be triumphant. Imran ibn Hussein said, the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, a party in my community shall not cease fighting for the truth. They shall be triumphant over their opponents. Abu Hurairah reported, the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, surely Allah will raise for this community at the beginning of every century one who shall revive for its faith. Abu Hurairah said, the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, how would you feel when the Son of Mary makes his appearance among you, and he is your Imam among yourselves? Sahal reported, he heard the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, say, excuse me, didn't think I was going to burp there, and invite them to Islam and inform them of what is incumbent on them. For by Allah, if a single man is guided aright, through thee it is better for thee than red camels. Ibn Abbas reported, the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, wrote to the Qasr inviting him to Islam, and sent his letter to him with Dihya al-Kalbi, and the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, ordered him to make it over to the chief of Busra, that he might send it to the Qasr. Ibn Abbas reported, and this letter ran as follows: in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, from Muhammad, the servant of Allah, and his messenger, to Heraclius, the chief of the Roman Empire. Peace be with him who follows the guidance. After this, I invite thee with invitation to Islam. Become a Muslim, and thou wilt be in peace. Allah will give thee a double reward. But if thou turnest away, on thee will be the sin of thy subjects. And O followers of the book, come to an equitable proposition between us and you, that we shall not serve any but Allah, and that we shall not associate aught with him, and that some of us shall not take others for lords besides Allah. And if they turn back, then say, bear witness that we are Muslimin. Or Muslim, I'm not sure exactly the lettering there. But say it's not go out everywhere and give them a chance to convert, and if they don't convert, no, completely taken out of context, anybody who claims anything like that. Salama said, I swore allegiance to the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. Then I turned to the shade of a tree. When the crowd diminished, he said, O Ibn al-Aqwa, will thou not swear allegiance? He said, I said, I have already sworn allegiance, O Messenger of Allah. He said, and do it again. So I swore allegiance to him a second time. The reporter said to him, O Abu Muslim, for what did you swear allegiance to him then? He said, for death. Abdullah ibn Abu Alpha reported, the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, and know that paradise is beneath the protection of the swords. Abu Hurairah said, I heard the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, say, by him in whose hand is my soul, were it not that there are men among the believers who cannot bear to remain behind me, and I do not find that on which to carry them, I would not remain behind an army that fights in the way of Allah. And by him in whose hand is my soul, I love that I should be killed in the way of Allah, and then brought to life, and then killed again, and then brought to life, and then killed again, and then brought to life, then killed again. Abu Hurairah said, the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, whom do you count to be a martyr among you? They said, O Messenger of Allah, whoever was killed in the way of Allah is a martyr. He said, in that case, the martyrs of my community shall be very few. He who is killed in the way of Allah is a martyr. He who dies a natural death in the way of Allah is a martyr. He who dies of the plague in the way of Allah is a martyr. He who dies of cholera in the way of Allah is a martyr. Anas said, on the day that the battle was fought at Uhud, some people fled away from the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. He said, and I saw Aisha, daughter of Abu Bakr, and Sulaim, and they had both tucked up their garment, so that I could see the ankles on their shanks. And they were carrying skins full of water on their backs, and they poured water into the mouths of the people, and then they went back and filled them again, and then came and poured them into the mouths of the people. Rabai, daughter of Muawid, said, we used to be with the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, in his battles, giving drink to and tending the wounded, and removing the slain to Medina. Abdullah reported, a woman was found among the killed in one of the battles of the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, so that the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, forbade the killing of women and children. Ibn Umar reported, the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, I have been commanded that I should fight these people till they bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and keep up prayer and pay zakat. When they do this, their blood and their property shall be safe with me, except as Islam requires, and the reckoning is with the law. And of course, requires as in, they've been like killing people or something.